think we can. I mean, he's good.
Kape pa na sobrang pangin. Oo, ganda ba yan? Mukhang calavera. Anong kabot? Hello, hello. Utang ina, ang lakas. Hey guys, sup. Hello, hello. Sup. Welcome to the Twitch. This is the Caramelo. He's the Caramelo. Hello. Say hello, Caramelo. Ang lakas. Tayo na katinailong ko ah. Mamu. Mamu, Caramelo. Wala na, natanggal na yung ano niya. Ni Mimi. Mimi. Si Caramelo. Rapepo. Bisa ikaw. Bisa na ako po. What is happening?
Watch out, over there! Enemy! Frag grenade out! My place.
Move to cash out A. Gonna use that zip line.
Throwing a frag. Throwing mine. Enemy spotted!
Yeah.
Rematerializing. Tossing a frag.
May sniper pala. Berdugis man to.
The Kingfisher breaching Vault 2.
Patay mo na ba?
Let's go for cash box 2. Let's go over there. Enemy spotted.
What?
I'm going to revive. Hold on.
Wala man lang tumama ni isa. Wala, hindi tumatama yung sniper boys. charging. Kasi ikaw dyan, mamut, di makakain yung PC. Huwag ikaw dyan. Lapad-lapad ng katawan niya. Caramella, tama mo. Diyan ka na sa sahig, mas okay. Caramella is yung pepper. Caramello! Mi. Oh, tulog na tulog. Ah, may tulog ka agad oh. Mi.
I'm gonna use that zip line.
The live wires are crowding into vault.
I'm right behind you.
Okay.
My man.
Station A. Going up, follow me. Go after Cash Plus One. Sending a frag. Mine out.
A mighty move by the mighty. First cash out live.
Kobe!
Going for that zip line.
Gonna use that zip line. Go to ball three.
gonna get the drops. Is it- Shh. Hey, sorry about that. I'm just gonna get the drops. Give me 1 second. Sec, please. Yes, got it. God damn it. Big shit. Fuck. See the two animations. Yes. Space game show. Space game show. It's the worst skin. It's the greatest game show. It's the greatest game show. Hello, Mark. Uh,
Mine out. Delivering. My
Deal cash out A. Everyone, stay together. Team, gather up.
Revive me. Now would be a good time.
can't go that far.
Let's stick together, team.
Planting a mine.
Ismarella Jamborello. Ismarella. Mutahan na naman. Ayan, tanggalin natin yung muta. Ismorella, Jamborella, Caberbabella. Hmm. Pabalik-balik ka kasi. Saan ka ba? Ano? Baho naman ng pit mo eh. Baho pit ikaw? Ha? Baho pit ikaw? Baho pit man ikaw? Puro munta na naman ng bebe. Ha? Puro munta na naman ng bebe ko. Hmm? Iba siguro na scam mo. Kayat ka ngayon. Itinapon ka na siguro nila. Ano? 6K no? Ayun. Pandesal lang yun. May sasanggip. Pinakamahal to eh. Ikaw pinakamahal. Si Gambor. 4K lang. Yung isa. 10 piso. 20. 30 pala yung binili natin. 30. Tingnan mo yung itsura nyo. Oh? Yung itsura nyo. Bilis. Yung itsura nyo. No? Si Bambor. 2K, 4K lang kasi dalawa kami ni Mami. Si Nalito 30 pesos. No. Ikaw yung pinakamahal, no. Pinakamahal pala yung baby na yan. Pinakamahal ikaw? Oh, sorry na. Oo. Alin pangatan na ikaw? Ha? Pangatan pala ang Bambolito. Wait mo. Pating. Di man marunong.
Masakit man yun ni ate.
Paluin mo na kasi, hindi ko maaabot eh. Hindi ko nga maaabot.
The powerhouses, the steamrollers, and finally, the Celtics. The arena is ready. Contestants, go! In quick fashion, the rush for riches. The game mechanics sealed the win. The steamrollers.
Brakes now. Accelerated. Opening elimination.
That's right, Jim. I'm so excited right now, I didn't even hear what you said.
It's contagious, Scotty. Let me know if this energy takes it.
Goddamn this guy. Listen! Oh my goodness. This is good so far.
Mega damage is on. We are back to
A breakdown for the Steamrollers. They're down again.
They were on the wrong side of that leveling.
Let's go.
Approach Vault 2!
Powerhouses are strong-arming Vault 2.
mo. Ah! Sinabing ang kulit.
Kakegurui is what happens when you take a bunch of overly freaked out, borderline psychotic females and introduce them to gambling. I still remember watching this show quite early in my anime career, but younger me did not have the mental fortitude to finish this anime. Quick story time. I was very ill at the time, and watching this specific scene for whatever reason sent me over the edge and made me throw up all the KFC I had eaten for lunch that day.
Leave me alone!
PTSD aside, I know you've seen this Yumiko meme in the last couple of days, and the way it's blown up made me want to give this show another chance and cover it for you guys. So let's cut the yapping and get straight into the meat and potatoes. Just for some background lore, Kakegurui takes place in the school called Hyako Private Academy, and it's attended by students who are extremely rich or have extremely rich parents. Its whole goal is to prepare them for the real world. During the day it's a regular school, but at night it turns into prime Las Vegas. They got every form of gambling in their school: loot crates, FIFA packs, horse betting, and hold on, is that Luigi's picture poker? Anyways, you can see how this can get problematic really fast. The first episode started with Lucy Hodfidia gambling against this brown shirt NPC. He thinks he has the better hand. It turns out he got swindled since she got a royal flush. Quick side note, I have absolutely zero gambling knowledge. I don't know anything about poker. I have never gambled in my life. The closest thing I got to gambling were those FIFA Ultimate Team packs. If you know, you know. So feel free to correct me in the comments anytime I say something that's wrong. Let's continue. Since bro lost the game, he's basically forced to be become her servant. Damn, the opening for this show is an absolute banger, but the visuals might be the freakiest anime opening visuals I have ever seen in my life. Is she sucking on toes? We cut over to a new transfer student being introduced called Yumiko Jabami. The guy we saw getting used as a human recliner chair is called Ryota, and he's assigned to show Yumiko around the school. She asks him about the chain around his neck when he explains the gambling stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and instead of acting surprised, she starts giggling. This would have been enough of a red flag to permanently socially distance myself from her. These are the type of women that will actually ruin your life. Darkness isn't happy that a prettier girl than her has joined the class, so challenges her to gamble. Her name is Mary, and according to the class hierarchy, she's basically on top. They play a game called Ballot Rock Paper Scissors. Every student in the class will either draw rock, paper, scissors on a card and then put them in a box, which Yumiko and Mary will pick out of. They will then play normal rock, paper, scissors. The trick of the game is that they can end up with all rocks, or they can end up with like 2 papers and 1 scissors. So they need to basically bluff to try and trick their opponents, but for the most part, I'd still say it's pretty RNG based. Mary is really violating Ryota. I know some of you freaks in the comments would love to be in this position right now. Each chip is around 10,000 yen, which comes out to $65. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, $65 in high school is the equivalent to $650 in adult money. What do you know about £2 chicken and chips? £1 Dixie strip burger? Take me back, man. Inflation is killing my people. Yumiko decides to bet 2 chips and wins the first game. She follows up and says that she wants to bet 50 chips. That's 3.2k. They go again, and after drawing the first hand, she loses, meaning she's down 3.1k. She acts like it's nothing and goes back to 2 chips, which she ends up winning. She wants to go again and once again bets 50 chips. They draw before she loses again. She's down 1 million yen in the span of 30 seconds. Mary is cheesing ear to ear and starts talking spicy, thinking she just hit the easiest lick of her life. That's when Yumiko pulls out 10 million yen and goes to test Mary's gangster. She starts shivering in her timbers because we're talking about 65 bands. I have never touched that type of money in my life ever. Mary says she ain't participating, but that's when Yumiko rage baits her into playing anyways.
This nigga is crazy.
That's also when we found out that Mary has rigged the game by having the class write mostly rock and papers, meaning there's almost no scissors for Yumiko to have. Right as they're about to play, Yumiko pulls an L and says that she knew she's been cheating all along. Mary says it doesn't matter as they play their cards. Jan, Ken, as Mary throws paper and Yumiko throws scissors, making her the winner with 10 million. This woman is an apprentice of Shaytown. I told you guys, a real life succubus, bruh. I would pay money to see Yumiko Jabami, Hikari, Tsunade, The Thing, and Michael Jordan at a poker table. That would be peak cinema. Ryota chases her when we found out that he was helping Mary cheat, and she found out by using a pocket mirror. But in the end, it all came down to whether she would draw scissors, which means she genuinely bet 65,000 doubloons for the love of the game. He apologizes to her and says he's going to leave the school when Yumiko gives him 5 million yen and tells him that it's all thanks to him that she got to enjoy herself today.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
It's always these brown-haired bums that have their luck stat maxed out all the way like Prime Kazuma. Speaking of luck, I want to give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, Zenless Zone Zero. In case you somehow haven't heard of it before, Zenless Zone Zero is a fast-paced urban fantasy action RPG set in the last surviving post-apocalyptic city of New Eridu. You basically play as a proxy and lead a team of agents which you hang out with and partake within these like insane battles. Right now, Zenless Zone Zero version 2.6 Tilted Encore for an Old Dream is live, and it puts the spotlight on the brand new idol faction Angels of Delusions. The update features Suna, Arya, and Nanggong Yu, with Suna and Arya joining as new playable S-rank agents. There are also themed events centered around supporting the Angels of Delusion, plus new gameplay content and modes for you to dive into. And if you've been away from the game, now's a great time to return. Version 2.6 includes additional login rewards, daily polychrome opportunities, and limited time campaigns that make jumping back in even more worthwhile. If you want to check out the updates, the new characters, and all the events, hit the links in the description and try Zenless Zone Zero version 2.6 for yourself right now. Let's actually get back into the meat and potatoes. The next morning, Yumiko and Ryota walk into class together when we see that Mary has been turned into a house pet and the whole class switched up on her. Damn. Let this be a wise lesson, my nephews. Never laugh or make fun of someone who's beneath you, because in a heartbeat, your positions could 180. Everyone is a bad day away from losing everything. We found out a bit more lore, and of course the student council once again holds all the power in the world. I wonder if it's even remotely like this in Japanese high schools. All the students need to donate to the student council, and the amount you donate determines your rank. If you end coming up in the bottom 100 students and you'll be labeled a house pet. Apparently the school became like this after Karari Momobami became the student council president. And with some of the stuff we see happen later on, you'd think this woman was the prime minister of Japan. There's only a few student council members and they are out here moving like the Akatsuki. Now once again, a normal woman would be completely flabbergasted by this news, but this gambling addict is having a borderline orgasm at the mere thought of getting to play with such high stakes. Whilst they are eating lunch, a student council member called Itsuki comes up to Yumiko and asks her to gamble together because she heard about how she defeated Mary. They decide to play a game of concentration and it's pretty straightforward. All they need to do is find the exact matches for the cards that they have already drawn. Itsuki wants to wager 20 million yen and even goes as far as to lend Yumiko the 20 million with no interest. Let the gamble commence. They start flipping cards and it's honestly a pretty normal game. You basically just need to memorize what cards you've already flipped, so when it shows up again you can match them. Yumiko gets the first point and they continue to go band for band, but as the game goes on, we realize that neither of them has messed up even once, which means that they both have some kind of Mike Ross photographic memory. It was pretty even until Itsuki locks in and gets 10 correct guesses in a row. I would have called cap off rip because there is just no way. Yumiko begins begging for a rematch, asking her for another game like Ashton Hall against Speed, and this freakazoid Itsuki says that she loves collecting nails and wants to take Yumiko's nails as compensation.
Well, I guess I do have a thing for collecting nails. See? Aren't they beautiful? Every last one I took from a person. I would love to take the nails off your fingers.
You don't have to accept this. It's
Very
absolutely
well,
crazy.
then. I accept your terms.
Yo, what is up with rich people doing the absolute most? People get rich and all of a sudden they start doing all sorts of nonsensical side quests. What happened to playing video games? What happened to golf? Yumiko agrees without a second's hesitation and they start their rematch. And lo and behold, Miss Fingernail Fetish was indeed cheating. She marked the decks with indistinguishable marks that vanish over time, and since her memory is so good, she can remember where each marked card is at. This is the same move 21 Savage was trying to pull on Aiden Ross that one time. Yumiko pulls the first card and instantly hits green. I thought she got lucky, but she proceeds to do it again and again and again. Oh my goodness, you'd think she was Bucky Barnes. She proceeds to G-check Itsuki, asking her whether it was really smart to risk tarnishing the brand of her family's gaming company by producing rigged playing cards for a school gambling game. She played her like a fool. We might be looking at the female version of Ayano Koji. She remembered every single card after only playing the game one time, making her the winner without even letting Itsuki get a turn. Damn, Itsuki is having a mental breakdown as Yumiko flips the script and tells her to rematch, so this time she can take all her fingernails and toenails. Yeah, you know what? I've seen enough. Yumiko Jabami might be an apprentice of Shaitan. The mind games were so deep. Even the psychopath nail collector started crying. The news has reached the student council and these guys are actually like the Espada, bro. Look at this. What are Japanese high schools even about? Yumiko is in flow state and wants to play another game, so they go to another student council member, but they catch Mary at her absolute lowest with a smooth 49 million in debt. Yo, I know I shouldn't laugh, but she was so cooked. She damn near went Super Saiyan. Please let this be a warning, my nephews. Don't gamble ever. Mary done lost the sparkle in her eyes. She was playing against Unohana, and it's obvious that she was once again cheating. Her name is Yuriko, and she invites Yumiko to play an original gambling game she came up with herself. Yumiko obviously agrees, but I'm with Ryota on this one. Why would I play a game that you came up with yourself? That's like trying to fight someone in creative mode whilst you're in hardcore survival. The game is called Life or Death, and it's basically like a game of roulette. There is a board with numbers on it and they need to guess the correct number. However, instead of a ball, it's like these mini swords. Additionally, if the sword lands sheath first, your earnings get a 30x increase, and if it's head first, then it's a 30x decrease. This game's some nonsense. People will really do anything to cheat. They decide to bet 40 million yen, and after the first set, neither of them hits the jackpot. Yumiko starts cussing out Yuriko and calls her out for her slimy tactics she used against Mary, and actually calls her hot dookie garbage at gambling.
You're shit and you know it.
This was from the actual dub. That had both her and her assistant mad as hell. They really fell for the rage bait. Even her mannerisms are kinda like Unohana's. They start the next round and Yumiko bets everything she has, and Yuriko does the same. Yuriko has spread out her chips, but Yumiko put everything in one spot when she reveals that Yuriko has been cheating by piercing the hands of her assistant and inserting magnets inside them so the swords could get guided to a specific spot. The only thing about this cheat is that it doesn't have a guaranteed win rate. Yeah, homegirl knows she is fried. Yumiko starts starts talking spicy and Yuriko is borderline hyperventilating, and I would be too, because if Yumiko wins, she gets 2.17 billion yen. This is the type of bread, this is the type of debt that will have your great-grandchildren try to pay it off. Yuriko wants to try and negotiate with Yumiko before the result is revealed, but that's when the student council president pulls up and says that she wants to see the results of the game. They reveal the sword and I got no idea what I'm looking at, I'll be real, but I'ma act like I do. Turns out Yumiko actually lost by nothing but sheer luck, and she's now 310 million in debt. She doesn't even look phased, and now all she wants to do is take the student council down even more. She pulls up to the school the next day and they did her the same way they did Mary, and come on bruh, she's been here like 3 days. There's no way she made that many enemies for someone to make a voodoo doll out of her. Even her supposed friends are laughing in her face. What who you call your homie? What who you call your homie? Yumiko doesn't care though and even plays into it. I better not see no gooned out comments. Ryota is a real one though and stays by her side regardless, even offering to give her 1 million yen. W mans. Yumiko says that she doesn't need it since the student council hasn't asked her to actually pay any of her losses. However, she's still a house pet, and we find out that being a house pet is a lot worse than just getting bullied. Both Mary and Yumiko receive their house pet life plans, and they will be forced to marry these random people and have babies with them. What? Is this the student council or the US government? They are both equally gooned out. Next thing you know, they'll tell us the student council owns a private island. The only way to get out of the life plan is to pay them back what you owe. Damn. Ryota and Yumiko are walking through this hallway when this High School Musical bully tells Yumiko to come with him, and since she is a house pet, she must comply. He takes her to this back alley and tells her to get naked. You's a freaky ass nigga. She takes off her blazer but then stops and says that they are all extremely chopped and doesn't want to do what they say. He instantly starts getting violent and chokeslams her to the wall. Ryota goes to save a situationship but gets held off by his goons. That's when this goth girl called Midori pulls up. She's a part of the student council and tells Eddie Brock that she would be happy to give it up to him if she beats him in gambling, as she pulls out an actual revolver. What is even going on anymore? She proposes a game of Russian roulette. She will point the gun at him, and if it shoots him blank, she will do whatever he wants, but if it doesn't, he just dies. Do you understand how starving you gotta be to even agree to this? I don't even think Kazuya would agree to this. He declines and gets to walk away unchecked. This man is a P. Diddy level threat to the school. Lock him up. Yumiko thanks Midori and Ryota for coming to her rescue. When we cut over to Midori on the toilet, and I want to give a fair viewer discretion, this was indeed the scene that got a young Senshi throwing up KFC. You can laugh at me all you want in the comments, I don't care. She has the gun, puts it to her head for no reason, and presses the trigger. No money, no gambling, just for the love of the game. She then proceeds to lick the barrel and stick it down you know where, pleasuring herself. I was a young buck with an underdeveloped frontal lobe. Allow me please. Yumiko and Mary both received letters of a debt settlement party, which is an opportunity for you to lessen your debt. It's called a debt swapping game. They'll be split into groups of 4 where they'll be gambling. Whoever wins gets to swap debts with the lowest debt in the group and vice versa. If the person with the lowest debt wins, that means your debt will be erased completely. Yumiko and Mary end up on the same team, and these two are actually kind of a funny duo. The game they'll be playing is called 2-card Indian poker. The dealer passes the first card on the table, and then the other card will be placed on your head. You won't know what the card on your head is, so you need to try and bet to try and get the best hand to match with the card on the table. I think. I don't know, bro. These games are actually hella confusing sometimes. They each get 10 chips to bet with, and each chip is worth 10% of your debt. So since Yumiko has a 310 million yen debt, her chips are worth 31 million, but Mary's chip is only worth 4.9 million. They get to see the rest of their groups, and the guy who was trying to do a madness with Yumiko is in their group. He only has a 10 million yen debt and joined the game just so he wouldn't have to pay it himself. They play the first 2 hands and Jun is cleaning house. Got him talking like he's the prince of 5 Saiyans. They go into the 4th round and Yumiko puts down 2 chips, beating Jun with a better hand, claiming some coins back. It's Mary's turn and she raises, putting in 4 total chips, but that's when Jun calls out Mary for working together with Yumiko. He's going on some super villain monologue thinking he's the main character. He decides to fold since Mary must have a perfect hand, but she reveals her cards and it was a bad hand, which means she just cleaned house without risking anything. As they keep playing, the smooth brain Neanderthal is spiraling further and further as Yumiko and Mary continue to pick up W's. They reveal that the other girl on the table was actually helping Jun cheat by using the positions of her card to help tell him what his hand was. This would have probably worked on anyone else, but these two are cheat codes. They decide to keep playing and bro is sweating buckets.
So we don't have the capacity.
Jun knows he's completely fried. He came in to try and settle a 10 million yen debt, and he's about to be more broke than Prime Denji. It's the last play, and Yumiko and Mary decide to both bet so that Nanami is the one who wins. Jun realizes this and tries to make her fold, so that's when Yumiko uses her reverse talk no jutsu technique and begins instigating like Prime Mark Phillips. And it seems to have worked, as we see a flashback of Jun pinning her down and cutting off her long hair. Yo, send this man 2-3 years Ecuador and forget. Yo, matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, where are the teachers, the adults, their parents? Like, they got some Diddy level nonsense happening and no one is even batting an eye. This is worse than the Tokyo Revengers kids. Nanami falls for the rage bait and decides to raise, meaning that she officially wins this round. Or so I thought, because Psylocke reads out the results and it turns out that Mary got first place, Nanami got second, Yumiko got third, and Jun got dead last. Turns out that since you're allowed to write whatever debt on the board, they change their values, meaning that Yumiko's chips aren't worth nowhere near as much as everyone thought. Damn, they really played him for a sucker.
So 3, 2, 1, and scammer gets scammed, buddy. That's what you get. You're not getting that gun back. No. Whoa. Chill.
After being 310 million in debt, Jun turns into a Prime Chris Brown, Prime Yusuke Urameshi, and tries to land an overhand on Mary, but luckily the student council member tased him, leaving him ass up, knocked out. Sensational. They did an amazing job at making me hate someone so quickly. Mary and Yumiko are a surprisingly enjoyable duo to watch. I was way too harsh on the show when I first dropped it. Mary is definitely a tsundere though. It seems like Yumiko hasn't paid off her debt, despite being able to, and Mary confronted Ryota about it since she's confused as to what's actually going on. He tells her that Yumiko wants to gamble with the student council president. The student council overheard this, so they discuss it at the round table. We also find out that both her parents are dead and she's extremely rich. All she has is an ill sister whose medical expenses she takes care of. After Midori finds out Yumiko wants to gamble with the student council president, she goes and looks for her and arrests her. She takes Yumiko and Ryota to the back room before challenging Yumiko to gamble. She obviously agrees, so Midori explains that there will be 2 rooms of dealers. Her and Yumiko will be in one room trying to guess how the dealer lays out their cards, and the person with the most correct guessed cards wins. Yumiko asks how much they are going to bet when Midori starts moving like it's blue lock and asks whether she's gambled with her life on the line. This woman is mentally ill. She wants to fill up a gun with whatever number of bullets, then mix them up and have a random run be drawn and shot, which basically means that Yumiko could put no bullets in hers but could still pick Midori's, which may or may not be fully loaded. And judging by the bloodstains on the walls, I'm sure a couple of people already lost their souls playing this game. Somehow after hearing this, Yumiko still agrees to play. Yumiko does have some stipulations. They will only play 3 rounds, Ryota must be the dealer, and the loser has to pay 1 billion yen to the winner. Midori also agrees, but says that for every shot missed, the person gets to take a shot at the other. Yo, she's just trying to catch her buddy. Whilst this was going on, Mary gets pulled up on by the student council president, who says that she's the first person to climb out of being a house pet with such a large amount of debt, before she invites her to become a member of the student council. Mary declines at first, but the student council president is applying that full court pressure. Long story short, she low-key got the same mentality as Kenjaku from JJK. She's just trying to see pure carnage and see what unfolds when humans are pushed to their mental limits. Mary realizes she's a psychopath and decides to declare her offer again, as we cut back to Yumiko and Midori playing this jigsaw game. Tell me this isn't inspired by him. Ryota is trying to figure out how to line them up, since Yumiko hinted at them two having a sign, but the only issue is that bro has absolutely zero idea what that sign is supposed to be. This is how I be at the start of any exam I ain't studied for. He finally plays his cards and throws out a random sign, as he realizes that the sign actually doesn't even matter. It's just to trick Midori. They play the first round, and just like I thought, Midori loads up the gun with 6 bullets. They reveal their hand as Yumiko got 2 right and Midori got 3 right, making her the winner. Midori takes out the gun and pulls the trigger as the gun shoots a blank. Yumiko put no bullets in her, but she filled it up with lipstick in the hopes that it misfires. She asks why Midori wants to play this game so much, and she says it's because she's chasing a new kind of high. This is really that crackhead mentality. We find out some of her backstory, and she was extremely talented at everything. One day she lost 300 million to the student council president, and she wanted her eye. This sicko wanted it as a trophy, moving like it's some type of Goethe clan relic. Midori said forget all that and did it herself the Naruto way, just yanking it out. The game continues and Ryota decides to copy Yumiko's round 1 hand. Yo, I know people be making fun of Ryota online, but this is really how 99% of us would be in a situation. Yumiko tells Midori that she feels zero fear as she has 100% faith in Ryota. They turn over